perception that the United States has been truly messy in a sense of being a guarantee force for the Gulf states and for the Middle Eastern region in general. And Iran heavily stresses on that and advocates and actually wishes not to see United States as a global power in the region. And they offer to build a new kind of union, security architecture union in the region. So this is something that United States should think over very carefully and very attentively and to study this opportunity. So what kind of steps should be done? First of all, it should be a small exchange of so-called diplomatic gestures or bows to each other from both sides, instead of this set of ultimatums or points, diplomatic points of demands. That will be a proper introduction or interlude that will preserve and provide further de-escalation of the situation in the region.
All right, so let's see how things move along, because as we see, the situation seems to be more complex than simple. Ambassador Tom Armbruster, last question to you. The US says Operation Epic Fury has largely achieved its objectives, yet Trump says that they are defeated but not done. Is Washington trying to end the war, or is he trying to manage it from a distance?
At the moment, manage it from a distance. Some of the goals have been sort of set aside. If you remember back to the beginning of the conflict, there was a lot of talk about protecting protesters in Iran. And I hope we don't lose sight of the people of Iran that have been, under a very tough dictatorship for a long time. And personally, I think all people deserve democracy and to have a voice and that kind of thing. And that goal of protecting the protesters and somehow advancing Iran's position at home has been left aside, and I hope that's not forgotten, and that the people of Iran can be figured into some kind of conclusion, because obviously the regime is still in place and it has not seemed to change its position.
All right. Thank you so very much, Ambassador Tom Armbruster, to have joined us. It was our first interaction. I hope it will be the first of many such. Thank you again, Excellency, to have joined us. Last question from you, Dr. Roxolana Zigon. Looking ahead, after 73 days of conflict, rising energy prices, failed proposals, do you believe diplomacy still has a real chance, or are we simply entering a pause before another escalation?
I strongly, truly believe that diplomacy is the only way, is the only chance to keep the situation under certain control. The only difference between diplomacy as we used to know, as we used to be accommodated, and diplomacy that we have to strive for, it's diplomacy of the multi-layered complexity. And another observation that gives hope to me is that Pakistan, and I was among those people that combated all the skepticism, who believed in a specific special role of Pakistan in diplomatic sense. So with the help of Pakistan, with its smarter energy and smarter diplomatic efforts, there is an opportunity, combining, of course, its efforts with China and on a later stage with Russia. Definitely Russia will step aside in it. So to rule and to guide this multi-layered diplomatic or smart diplomacy complexity, because Iran is the first testing ground. Iran stands as the gateway of the new era of new strategic and geopolitical challenges. And those challenges will be actually described as the challenges of the extremely high complexity. Therefore, I truly believe, despite the fact that Israel and the Prime Minister of Israel, Netanyahu, has been recently mentioning that he continues to see the resolution of this conflict through war. You just have to come to Iran, take the uranium and solve the problem. So I truly think that United States having an opportunity through Pakistan to take that diplomatic pause, to overview the constellation of the conditions and the things, to reset its attitude and approach and come back to the diplomacy, to the smart diplomacy of the multi-layered complexity.
Of course, diplomacy is the only way forward, and that is also the way out of this current conflict. Thank you very much, Dr. Roxolana Zigon, to have joined us all the way from Moscow.